Well, as Soren said, I'm Brazilian, and my name is Juan Nader, and I'm co-founder of Onegrid. And before I start, I would like to tell you a short story that happened with me back home. Well, I was visiting a school, and as the classes ended in that school, and the students would come out of the classrooms, I saw a school employee gliding in roller skates in every room just to turn off lights and cooling systems. It sounds crazy, I know, roller skates. But it's true, it's happening today, not only in Brazil, but in other regions, in other countries with low resources. That's their creative ways to try to save energy. And based on this scenario, it's when we created Onegrid Smart Energy. And really everything that we do in our company comes down to one simple purpose, which is to eliminate the waste of energy in those buildings. And the way that we do that is by connecting buildings to the internet. It's the Internet of Things that we have talked about today before. So we make very dumb buildings very smart. So a little bit about the waste of energy in the world. Studies show that half of all the energy that is consumed within buildings is just wasted. And this number is even higher in some regions like Southern Asia or Africa or Latin America where we come from. And the reason why is because in those places it's very warm and cooling systems can consume up to 60% of the energy. And as middle class rises in those regions, the first thing that they do is that they buy a cooling system. So this market grew 1,500% in Brazil in the last 10 years. I'm talking about sales of air conditioning. And incredibly, 40% of all the energy consumed in the city of Mumbai goes for cooling systems. It's really a lot of energy that those systems consume. So what can we do to help this problem? Well, for you to understand how our system works, I would like you to imagine this building, for example. If you could take away all the bricks from the walls, and you're left only with the energy grid, which are the cables who bring energy to different parts of the building, yeah? It would look a little bit like our logo here. What our system does is that it installs sensors, actuators, and meters, all of that connected to the internet without any wires. And the system can then scan through all the spaces in the building and get real-time information. And the actuators, they work a bit like a traffic light, as you can see, stopping and releasing energy to different parts of this building based on these variables captured by the sensors. So for example, if a student of that school would open a window, there's a sensor there, and you could just, the facility manager could just go into our system and say, if the window is open, I want you to shut off the cooling system after, say, 15 seconds. Very important point here, Niels just talked about legacy. We bring legacy to the digital world. So we're talking about old air conditionings. Any brand we can connect to the internet as long as they have a remote control. And then you can just set room temperature and just forget about it. And that saves huge amount of energy. In our installations in Brazil, we achieved between 35 and 60% of energy savings. It's quite a lot. So with no further ado, this is what our products look like. We have all the sensors, the actuators, and the meters. And of course, a cloud platform that manages all of it. It's going to be available for pre-order in 2017, in the fall, here in Europe and in Brazil firstly. And we're going to do sales through our distribution partners all over the world in 2018. And those are Cisco and Ingram Micro. Our business model is that always based on the energy savings of our clients. So after we do an assessment of how much energy they can save, we do a project for them, and they can lease this hardware, which is Danish technology, by the way, that we export into those regions, and they can subscribe to our software platform annually. So why aren't other companies doing the same? Well, they are, but in my opinion, they are European American face, so they're kind of missing the point of the cooling systems here. So if you run a building that you want a fast return of investment, meaning a lot of energy savings, small price, and you want to manage one or more buildings with a lot of cooling systems, then Onegrid is going to be placed way up there in this business model one by one. Well, how big is the cooling system market? Well, only in Brazil we know that there are 7 million buildings with cooling systems, and 1.2 million of those are commercial and public organization buildings, which is our target market. If we can tap on only 5% of that, this is a $1 billion market. And we are very confident we can get there because we basically have an all-star team. We have Apple former employee sitting in the Silicon Valley, a Danish who is co-founder of the startup competition Venture Cup Denmark. Basically, people have been working with computing since the 90s. Not me, I was born in the 90s. And to wrap it up, just a final thought. It's a bit of a paradox that by trying to cool up buildings, we are helping global warming, right? And of course, a greener future depends on the clean production of energy, but most importantly, we have too many to ride today. We can't afford to lose half of the energy. So the technology is here. What we need to do is make it affordable for those who need the most to improve their ways. Thank you very much.